Yo, what up? Hello, everyone. My name is Webweaver, and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. I started recording this episode. We're just at the apartment screen. We've seen Moriko on the TV. Haven't taken a bath yet. Haven't checked the cupboard yet, I'm pretty sure. Just a brand new run. Toshiaki. Random backstory that gave us old scars, and we have a Thutu as our old god. But yeah, my dog was just barking at the start of the episode, and I was just like, yeah, we'll redo the intro and start it here. Now that my dog is no longer in Bork City. Although she's still looking at that window, and it's kind of sus. But, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. What do I have the base stat off of? Literally nothing. It's just a guess. It's not even a guess, it's like a hope on a prayer, on a dream, you know? But, hey, listen. Peak Fiction, just a week away, and by a week away, I mean yesterday, and by Peak Fiction, I mean Split Fiction, the new Joseph Ferris game came out. And, listen, if you don't know about how much I love Joseph Ferris, you're about to find out, buddy. Joseph Ferris is one of my, runs one of my favorite video game studios, Hazelight, and he is the director/creator of A Way Out, It Takes Two, and now Split Fiction. And then before that, he did, well, I'm pretty sure it was Hazelight Studios back then as well, but they got picked up by, like, EA as, like, an EA original thing. His first game was the, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. And, so, Brothers cooking. And, yeah, no, everything that he does is goated, and I cannot wait to play it. If you have a duo partner who is, like, you know, your friend that you play video games with, like, your friend who's, like, a person who, like, okay, your League of Legends ranked duo queue partner, or, like, that friend that you play every video game with, if you've got that person, you gotta play all of Joseph Ferris's games, but especially the new one, because it's Peak. Peak for $50. Now, you might be looking at that and you're like, oh, a $50 single-player game? Kinda ridiculous, don't you think? Nah. It is $50, but that is where you've got it wrong, you see, because it's actually $25 per person. Because, despite, it is a, if it's anything like It Takes Two, and, A Way Out, it is a co-op only game that requires two people. But, when you buy the game, you can invite, there's two versions of the game. There's the game, and then there's the Friend Pass game. The Friend Pass game is the full game, but you can only play if somebody who owns the game invites you. So what that means is you and your friend can go halfsies on this. You can spend 25 bucks each. You can decide who buys the game. The other person gets the friend pass. You play the whole game together. And then the person who owns the game can invite anyone else for free. It's so goated, dude. That's how it was in It Takes Two, and that's how it was in A Way Out. So I'm not entirely sure if it's like, that's how it works in this one, but I would assume it is, because it seems to be exactly how it works. But yeah, no, Split Fiction, absolutely goated. I can't wait to play it. I love Joseph Ferris so much. Joseph Ferris, my goat. I love Joseph Ferris, absolutely. The goat for real, for real. We're gonna have to get rid of that fungal growth. That survivor's guilt, though, we can probably leave that right where it is. I don't know, I'll take anything. I almost want to take an HDF, because, like, the plan here is to go to the History Club, and then the Occult Diary's already in rotation. We're loving this. Now, I'll go up to, like, I don't know, like 40, 30, 35. I don't know. I mean, the Occult Diary's in the item rotation, so it shouldn't take that long. we're seeing the same shit over and over and over again every single time we go in. Maybe it takes it out when you get it, but, like, obviously we can't, you know, get something that's not a book. Yeah, we can just roll... That's called a book, but it is not functionally a book, okay? There's a difference. Like, library notes are more of a book than Book of Gore. That's true. It's true, chat. It's true. I'll probably stop at like 40. That's probably fine. But we can go a little crazy here. I don't mind. Now, I do really wish that we could, you know... Ghostly Spear, you win the game, you can take that. Gruesome Totem's also a fun item if you're on literally anyone who doesn't need their C-slot item taken for the entire game. Alright. You've betrayed me for the last time. 2 books is not very good. I wish I went with the Monkey Wrench just because it's baseline faster. But it is what it is, I suppose. What's our doomed location? The seaside and the village? Okay, I don't really care then. It's a pretty good roll. Pretty fantastic roll, I can't complain. My speedrun? How dare you? Now, I do wish we got more out of a 40% Doom Andy, but it is what it is. It's not really a big deal. Yeah, we can just slip on some blood. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh. Toshiaki's a smart boy, chat. But, you know, I've been trying to think about how... The reason why we're not doing a challenge is an anecdote day. I don't know if you could tell by the fact that I talked about a game that wasn't World of Horror for the first 5 minutes of the video. But, basically... It's actually not that bad. How's our dodge? Ooh, chat? We cook them? But, aw, sad. 285? We don't even have to do that. We can do 295s, can't we? Ooh, we can do 195. Absolutely delicious. 195 at an affordable price of 195? You're goddamn right. But $1 and 95 cents. What was I just gonna say? I mean, you always read the letters. And I mean, we're lucky. We won the lottery. Let's go gambling! Oh, I never did the seaside thing. We're on the Kana mystery. But this is actually what you want to do. Burnt notes are not a book, by the way, unfortunately. I don't know, they might be. They're probably not a book, because they're like a unique item, but... Yeah, sure. We'll die here and then re-roll the run and then get books in the early game and be a lot happier. I was joking. I was joking, chat. I was joking, chat. So what was it? Old Scars Ithutu with regular perks? We can ball with that. Which one's Scars? That's the one with Scars. Moshi Moshi, chat, it's true. I've been trying to think about how I feel about the Bazaar's new Battle Pass and its payment system. Because on one hand, I think that how do I put it? I've recorded multiple videos trying to figure out, like, exactly about it what I really, really don't like. And it's very complicated because there are gameplay reasons I don't like it, there are monetization reasons I don't like it, and there are, like, fairness reasons that I don't like it, right? And I think I finally distilled it down to the reason why I'm really upset with the Bazaar and how it's doing, like, card expansion packs and the Battle Pass, is that... So, I'm going to use Vanessa as an example, which is a bad example because Vanessa is the free character that you start the game with, right? But when you are... I think of the Bazaar as sort of like a hero MOBA-esque hero builder, if that makes sense. So you have, like, in League of Legends terms, it would be the champion fantasy, the champion power fantasy. So, like, to explain, in League of Legends, when you're playing a champion, Riot Games wants you to live out that champion fantasy, right? So if you're playing Yasuo, for instance, who's a samurai guy who has, like, wind abilities, Riot Games wants you to... It's a little bit like a meme, you know, this really makes you feel like Spider-Man, but Riot Games wants to provide a gameplay experience with Yasuo that makes you feel like an agile samurai, like, dashing through combat and providing, like, deadly, lethal, like, accurate, precise samurai slashes, and then charging up your, like, awesome anime ability, and then going in and then using your epic anime finishing move, you know? They want you to feel like an epic samurai guy. Or, you know, for my main, because, you know, I'm biased here, for, like, Briar, right? Riot Games, this is the worst spread of mystery that I've ever seen in my whole life, by the way. Riot wants Briar players to feel like an uncontrollable berserker who just kind of runs at people, right? Like, you have a bloodlust, you're running at people, all you see is red, you're going in there. You're a, like, blood-fueled berserker. That's the champion fantasy. You have this form where you're, like, a controlled... Not helpless, but, like, you're a significantly weaker character in your controlled state, but you, the player, have control, and then when you deem that it's time for you to lose control and go crazy with it, that's when you press the button, and then Briar goes, like, she goes frenzied, she goes crazy, she's a blood-fueled berserker, and she just starts running at people, right? That's what Riot Games is trying to do with all of their characters, in the sense of, like, there is a fantasy that they want you to live out when playing that character, and the character's abilities and kit are there for the sole purpose of enabling those abilities, right? Like, the sole purpose of playing, like, I don't know, you know, Tristana or something, right, is that you get to be the Bandle Gunner. Oh my god. I'm in hell? Like, you get to be the Bandle Gunner. You get to be a small fey creature with a giant cannon that shoots, like, cannonballs. And you're jumping into the middle of combat, you're shooting everybody around you, there are explosions everywhere, and then you're rocket jumping out, right? Like, that's really cool. That's a really cool and appealing champion fantasy. Or if you're playing somebody like Zed, they want you to be, like, this assassin ninja who's creeping around and jumping people, and, like, executing them with these really flashy assassin moves, and then you, like, you shift into the shadows, leaving, like a shadow clone jutsu behind you that's, like, throwing shurikens at your enemies, you know? Everything about the characters in League of Legends is there's a specific kind of fantasy that Riot Games wants you as the player to enjoy, and the characters, their abilities, what they do in the game is all centered around giving you that champion fantasy, okay? So that's the problem that I think the Bazaar is having, and remember, we're talking about the Bazaar here, is, let's say that you want to play Vanessa, right? The fantasy of Vanessa is being a pirate captain in a, like, magical, sci-fi, high fantasy world where you're interacting with all these crazy, like, creatures and, like, things, right? And you have your, like, underwater friends, because you've sort of got, like, I'm not gonna say, like, a Disney princess vibe, but, like, it is kind of princess-esque, And I mean, you know, she is the daughter of the old king or whatever. She's got like a bunch of like underwater creatures that help her out in combat, like pufferfish, like catfish, like manta ray, loser rays, that sort of thing, right? She's got a lot of underwater friends. She's a friend of the ocean, and then she's also like this swashbuckling captain who's got like a bunch of guns and swords, and she has like boats that she paints red, and she doesn't use red paint. Exactly. But the thing about it is that that's like a specific fantasy for the kind of character that you're playing, right? Like, Vanessa is not a like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. That's probably the wrong word, but Vanessa is a hero in a hero builder, right? And that's the thing that bugs me about this shift in rhetoric from the development team, is that the Bazaar was a hero builder, and they referenced MOBAs a lot in their like early talking about the game. And it seems clear to me from a game design perspective that everything about the Bazaar is designed around being like a auto battler MOBA almost, or not in the way of like a multiplayer online battle arena, but like in the traditional way that MOBAs are designed, with champions and items and builds, you know? That this is a, like, auto battler card game that's basically taking a lot from MOBAs. Like, a lot of inspiration from MOBAs. We could get an achievement here if we killed something with the baseball bat that we're getting here, huh? You ever think about that? Can we just take 3 stamina damage, you're dead? Can we get greedy here? Is there anything crazy we can do? I mean, alternatively, we can just take 2. We can take 2 stamina damage and kill you. Now, I think we get a concussion, but that's fine, right? We don't even get a concussion because we were blocking. What do you think about that? That's crazy. I wish I could say we could just use this on, like, a slow enemy or whatever, but we don't have fast hands, so, you know. You gotta make an excuse here. I'm not, we gotta heal at some point, and I think we might just rest. I think we're gonna rest right now, because I'm gonna look at what I'm gonna do. This is a bad play, by the way. Don't necessarily do this. I just think that Toshiaki shouldn't have to deal with fungus on his face, you know? The fungus may be among us, but it doesn't have to be on his face. And with the Bazaar shifting to cards as, like, their new monetization thing, it's like, instead of having Vanessa be the, you know, like, let's say they release a card pack for Vanessa that's, like, super problematic. I'm not good at the game. I can't tell you if the Deep Sea Vanessa cards are, like, absolutely cracked or not. But let's say that they release a card for Vanessa that's, like, giga broken, right? Like, just so disgustingly overpowered. The thing is, let's say that they do that. Let's just have this on and then fight the next enemy with it. That'd probably be a good idea. I don't think did we ever have the forest note in our inventory? Let's just have that in our inventory for, like, an investigation, just to make sure the game's got it. We can do this. We can absolutely rinse you. We can absolutely rinse you. I hope we can rinse you. Oh my god, I hope we can rinse you. I think, okay, we're fine. New achievement unlocked. Look at that. That's crazy. We can get rid of the forest note now. That's fine. Give me this stupid monkey wrench back, please. Also, let's drink the wine bottle real quick. Oh, we would die instantly! Oh my god, click this button to die instantly. Okay. Hold on, we have to do this in a very specific way. Unequip the monkey wrench. Put that in there. Now we drink the wine bottle. So drunk, I don't know how to use the computer. Real. That's actually not real at all. You should probably not get that wasted. If you're that wasted, you should probably just lie down. And make sure to stay hydrated. I don't know, I've never been hungover before. I don't know if that's good advice or not. I have no foot in that door. Let's see. Luck, Perception, or Sheeb Surge. Sheeb Surge I do like a lot. But also, like, it doesn't really, like, help us that much. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but... Like, it's good, don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, I guess, like, it's 3 Doom a Mystery for +1 to all stats. So, you know... 12 Doom for +1 to all stats forever. That's fine. 15 Doom if we want to get spicy with it. That's fine. It's probably alright. Go ahead and give me a point of strength just so that I don't instantly die. I will actually instantly die, by the way. If we get both frostbitten and have the thing. But we're just gonna hopefully not have the thing, if that makes sense. We got so many goddamn items, I'm doing inventory management. You could fill this bottle with something. That's so true, dude. That's so real. That's so awesome, bro. Anyways, I'm losing my mind. It's true. I'm losing my mind right now. But, like, okay. Going back to the bazaar, because it's the only thing that lives rent-free in my head. The problem that I got... Oh, God. We have to go to Residential Recluse at some point. That's gonna suck. We should probably just get that Necronomicon page that just lets us instantly kill everything. And just use that. That would be pretty good. If you have a Vanessa card that is a part of Vanessa's base kit, you know, the base 100 items that Vanessa has, if you have that, then what that means is if there's, like, a powerful card that Vanessa has that's, like, super problematic, and it's like, okay, we need to, like, nerf this immediately, you can do that, but also, because, like, if you buy a character, right, in a video game, you're buying that character to play as that character. You're not buying that character because of a random ability that they have, or a random skill that they have, or anything like that, right? Like, if you had to buy Vanessa, or you had to, like, choose which character you wanted at the start of the bazaar, and then you had to buy all the others, and you're deciding whether or not you want to buy Vanessa or not, you are not buying Vanessa because old Zane has one skill that's really cool, right? You're buying Vanessa because you like the, using League of Legends terms, champion fantasy of being, like, a pirate captain who has, like, aquatic, like, animals, like, aquatic animals and fish as friends, and you can call upon the powers of the sea and the ocean, and you also have, like, a pirate fleet, a pirate crew, and all these cool, like, weapons and tools that are all, like, aquatic and nautical themed, and you can even get, like, a submarine. See, my dog agrees 100%, right? But you're buying Vanessa because of the theme of being, like, a pirate captain in a, like, intergalactic marketplace where there's a bunch of cool shit that you can get, right? That is the reason why you're playing Vanessa. But if you end up adding these card expansions with, like, Deep Sea Vanessa, or, like, Space Captain Vanessa, or Sky Pirate Vanessa, or whatever they end up doing in the future, right? If you add something like that, then that is an external thing for Vanessa players to latch onto, which is not necessarily bad. However, let's say they release a Vanessa card, like in Space Captain, Space Pirate Vanessa, you know, Space Patrol Luluco, Space Pirate Vanessa, or whatever, right? They do that, and They do that. And there's a card that's really OP, but it's really fun. And in game balance, there is usually, like, ways that you can allow people to still have overpowered fun in multiplayer games without, like, ruining the build or the strategy or whatever, right? So one of the things that you could do is if Vanessa has a really powerful combo, or she has a really powerful win condition that's very satisfying and fun to pull off, and it's very cool, and people like it a lot, and you don't want to remove that from the game because that would make Vanessa less enjoyable to play, right? What you could do is you could nerf other parts of Vanessa's kit that exist. So let's say that she has, like, a really good, in her core 100 cards that you get from buying Vanessa, she's got, like, a really good bridge to the really fun and satisfying overpowered card expansion. And with her current kit as it is, she's overpowered. But if you changed some of Vanessa's core cards, you could make that overpowered and really fun thing that everybody likes balanced. Okay? And I know, like, a lot of people are like, when something's super OP, it's not fun. That's cap. That's complete cap. When things are overpowered and fun, that shit's awesome, dude. Like, everybody likes it when there's something really cool and really fun and really enjoyable for their character. And I think that's true even with the Bazaar, right? Because people, like, there are really fun builds that you can do in the Bazaar. And you don't want to, like, remove those builds from the game. You just want to make them, like, more overall balanced so that other people can compete, right? Or they're not, like, a guaranteed win or, like, a consistent win. You know, you still need to have the god runs in games like the Bazaar. You can't, like, nerf things into the ground. That's why, even though I hate it, the Fixer-Upper is not, like... I hate the Fixer-Upper. But, you know, the Fixer-Upper is really strong, but that's fine. It can be really strong. That's okay. Really strong items are fine. Even though I do hate it. But it's, like, awesome, you know? And it's great for pig players. And so the only thing that I'm really trying to say here is that when you are in a situation... Oh, hell yeah, we go Doom neutral here. And we get EXP, love it. Is that if they make, like, a really cool, like, Vanessa expansion where it's, like, Sky Pirate Steampunk Vanessa, that's really fun, and everybody's like, holy shit, these cards are, these cards are really fun to use, but they're really strong. You don't want a situation where if you could balance it and make it to where everybody still likes it, you had to, like, you could nerf, like, you could never nerf base Vanessa if one of her expansions is good with base cards. You would have to make the expansion unplayable. And that's where the problem comes in ultimately, is you get into a situation... I can't believe I remembered that I have empty bottles. Oh, pain Pecco. You get into a situation where you have, like, how do I put it? We could go Fear Festival pretty easily here. I think that's fine. But, like, if they make... Basically, all I'm trying to say is, like, when they make an expansion for the game, if the cards are good to the point where they're unfair, the cards themselves have to be, like, nerfed into the ground, because you could never nerf the base character because of the expansions. And if you nerf the base character because of the expansions, the game is gonna die. For you, it was but a second, but for me, it was, but a moment. What were we doing? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I finished the Bazaar anecdote. But the TLDW? Question mark? Was, I don't know. I think that if you're... The way that the Bazaar is initially designed is you're buying a character because you want to play the character's gimmick or the character's, like, experience, you know? And if they keep going with what they're doing right now, where you're buying the characters' card packs and not the characters themselves, eventually you're going to get to the point, because it's 240 cards a year that they're planning on doing, because it's 20 cards a month, and there's only 3 characters right now, and we're not getting... The next character that we're going to get, Mac, is when the game comes out, right? And that's going to be a while. Unless they... I don't know. There's been a lot of delays during the closed beta, so... for when it goes into open beta. It was supposed to go into open beta in December. So I can't imagine the game's going to come out anytime soon. And they said that they needed longer to work on the characters' gimmicks, and that's why there's not a new character anytime soon, but... you know, maybe that was just some random conversation happening on the Discord that I took out of context. Or that I didn't have the context for. But eventually, you know, you're going to get to the point where you have more expansion cards on a character than the character's base kit. And that's just going to be a mess. That's going to be an incomprehensible mess. The game's going to die. Because it would be a nightmare to manage all that. It would be a nightmare to balance all that. Because the expansions are external to each other, and you can't balance the base hero based on the expansions, you also, because people are paying money for this shit, you know, the people are paying $10, or they're paying $10 for the battle pass, or they're paying $10 for the card packs individually. There is no way in hell you can balance the expansions. First of all, if you nerf the core kits of the characters because the expansions are strong, game will die. If you nerf the expansions because other expansions are broken with those expansions, the game will die, right? Like, they're putting themselves in a situation where they're gonna kill their game for basically no reason. Well, that's not entirely true, right? As fun as it is to say, like, the Breaking Bad meme of, like, me when I have to destroy the future of one of the most beautiful and wonderful auto-battlers because I'm bored, and it's Jesse holding the gun to the screen and crying. As fun as that is, it's probably important to note that it's most likely a situation where, and this is glazing the Bazaar a lot, and this is baseless speculation, so, you know, don't even take this with a pinch of salt. Just don't take this at all, you know? Just leave it on the table. That's awful, by the way. 8 damage. I mean, the thing is, it's like, we're never going to, you know, 4 damage, and we take 2 doom. I'm not doing the math in my head. I don't care. Just get me out of here. But, ooh, road's closed. That sucks. We're gonna do, we can do Recluse at any time. We should probably do Recluse last, because it'll have more health, and we're probably... I mean, Morbid Mermaids has... We're never getting the burn cured, actually, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's 0 enemies besides the roommate in Recluse, so it doesn't matter. We're all good. We take an extra point of doom from homie at the lighthouse. It is what it is. I just want to survive the events. But realistically speaking, the amount of time, effort, and energy that they put into maintaining the quality of the Bazaar is probably what is going to kill the game, like, financially speaking. Because the Bazaar is so high quality from the perspective of the art assets, the attention to detail, the voice acting, the environmental storytelling, everything about the, like, everything surrounding the Bazaar is beautiful and, like, excessively detailed. It is genuinely, like, obviously there are bugs and glitches, and obviously not everything is finished. Like, the Junktown Mayor doesn't have coloring yet in the skills, or at least, I mean, maybe they do now, I don't know. But, like, some bosses won't have, like, they'll have black and white skills, or some bosses don't have voice lines, that sort of thing. Or some bosses just, you know, there are some situations where you can see that there is incomplete content being presented in the game, but most of the content in the game is, like, beautifully polished from the perspective of, like, the art, the storytelling, the visuals, the voice acting. It's wonderful. It's genuinely so charming, and it's one of the things that makes the game so good, right? But when you put all that time, all that effort, all that money into maintaining that quality, you're gonna get screwed. You're gonna get absolutely screwed. Do we have fetid fumes by any chance? Oh, hell yes. I'm just gonna rest, bro. It's all good. Gotta compensate for our shitty stats somehow. I mean, we have Sheb Surge, but I'm not gonna spam it. The thing about it is, oh, Seaside's safe, nice. The thing about it, and the thing that's, like, really sad, right, is it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. But that amount of quality, like, if they are pivoting this hard into we want money, we want money, we want money, there's gotta be some sort of, like, we can't afford to keep the quality of this going, right? Like, and if that's the case, if my baseless speculation is correct, and they're indeed, like, desperately needing money to keep the production of the game going at the quality that the game is already at, if that's true, which it might not be, if it's not true, though, I hope they backpedal on their monetization, like, immediately, because, and I hope they backpedal on their gameplay ideas for the card packs immediately, because saying that your game has classes that you unlock, and those classes have all the cards for them immediately, and there's no collecting cards, and then immediately changing your mind the moment your game goes free to play, bad look. If there is not a reason for it, insanely bad look. If there is a reason that they need, like, immediate cash flow, like, right now, and they're just hoping that a lot of players don't realize that it's kind of a scummy thing to do and they just buy it anyways because it's, like, new and novel to the game, and then they get that cash flow and then they can pivot to something more consumer-friendly down the line, I just wish you would pull Warframe, where you're like, hey, game sucks, give us $200 and we'll give you Excalibur Prime if the game does well and the game succeeds and we live. Like, I know that probably doesn't feel good, but I don't know, man. Kind of like thinking that maybe something like, I would much rather them do that, where it's like, hey, we need the money to keep the game going. We think that we have, like, this goal that we need to raise for this much money to keep the game going, and we're going to try to make the game as good as possible within this. And if we don't succeed, the game's going to die. I would prefer if they did something like that. And then you could get, like, I don't know, Vanessa Excalibur Prime. And it was like $200, and that's all you got is, like, a skin for Vanessa. And it gave you, like, on your account, it was like, you know, super backer or something. I don't know. Like, I think that's the only ethical way to do it, because this is not good. And I also think, like, gameplay-wise, it'll kill the game. I do. Because, obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had, like, 80 million years of being around. But, like, if you look at something like Yu-Gi-Oh!, that only works because of how Yu-Gi-Oh! Functions as a game. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't give a shit if they make an archetype that's, like, the most powerful thing in the world. It's like, just don't play tier 1. Just don't play tier 0. Just play Rogue. Lol. You know, but in something like the Bazaar, where it's like a PvP game for now, apparently PvE is going to be a big part of the game in the future, but I don't know, man. It's a PvP game. Everybody's been playing it as a PvP game. That's the game that we're used to. And I think justifying adding a bunch of card packs with nebulous balancing and then saying, oh, the reason why you can't win is every item in the game is situational, no item is OP. I think that's dumb. I think that's dumb. I think that's a little bit silly. and a little bit cope, just as like a treat. We don't have a single. We just got a burn. Bro, being burned is not a curse. Feels like a curse. I'm taking bonus damage, brother. I'm taking bonus damage, sister. Get me the hell out of this mystery. We'll be fine, by the way. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We'll be all right. Did I sacrifice the toy by accident? I think I sacrificed the toy by accident. That's fine. It's okay. Anyways, Thanos snap. You're dead. 78% doom. Oh shit, I did. It's not very good. What does the inspect say? What's the lore? Oh, there's no inspect action. Okay. Fine, fair enough. I didn't want to inspect it anyways. I didn't want lore anyways. Okay, we're gonna get our ass absolutely beat here. Like we're getting the shit kicked out of us. So let's walk it through. -2, or -0, -2, -3, -2, -3, -6, or -3, -5. Oh, actually, there's. All right, no, we're completely fine. Do we have to fight the guy, the boy? We do not have to fight the boy, but we could get drenched. But we don't have to fight the boy, so it doesn't matter. I mean, we have the cure. It's fine. Cure is more economical, I think. I mean, no Innsmouth look, so we should be completely fine. The second mystery that we did was Violent Vigil. Yeah, I want the Bazaar to live. I love the Bazaar. It's an amazing game. I have, you know, before I had nothing but good things to say about the Bazaar. It was literally, like, Game of the Year for me, the closed beta. Lumpy Officer. That was just a random guess. It doesn't matter. We never actually got the minus Doom page, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. That was a 42-minute video? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Shit's crazy. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next episode of whatever it is. It's Look Who It Is. I want to record the Bazaar again, but it just, like, I don't know. It's left a bad taste in my mouth. I haven't actually played it since the open beta started. I just logged on to look at the Fortnite Battle Pass.